I mean, there's really not a whole lot to say about it, and the back cover is just the same image. So if you couldn't get enough of the first time you saw it, you can just see it again on the back. But yeah, it's another one that's kind of middle of the road, but it's kind of iconic in its own right. So it's number 11 for me. At number 10, I have Jazz. This is probably one of the more abstract album covers they've ever done. I mean, you just have this like swirling, almost hypnotizing type of thing, especially if you look hard enough, I guess. I'm not sure how this will apply on the camera, but hopefully if you have a copy, you kind of see where I'm getting it. You just have Queen on top here. Just so they can keep telling you who this is by. I do like the bicycles at the bottom. I think that's a nice little touch there. And then you have Jazz kind of coming out of the center or going into the center, depending on how you think of that. It's pretty simplistic, but I don't mind a simplistic cover as long as it's eye-catching and all. And unlike the game, this is definitely a bit more eye-catching. So yeah, number 10 is Jazz. In 9th place, we have Hot Space. To many, this is Queen's worst album. But in terms of album cover, I kind of like it. I do like how colorful it is. I like the red, blue, green, and yellow there. And the kind of the hand-drawn looking approach they did with the band is kind of cool. I do kind of like that. I like that type of stuff. I do like the font on Hot Space. I mean, it perfectly suits the type of music that's on here. But yeah, it's simple again, but still, I do kind of like it. So it's in 9th place. In 8th place, I'm going to go with Made in Heaven. Yeah, it is kind of a sad image because that is the Freddie statue that's in Montreux, Switzerland, because Freddie really enjoyed Montreux a lot, and they recorded a lot of their albums there. And it is a very nice image. I really do like it, especially if you see the full image. So I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick. So if we open it up, that's very nice. You have Freddie, the Freddie statue, and then you have the remaining band members looking out into the water as well. It's a very nice. It's not a whole lot to say about it, honestly, but in terms of it is a nice little tribute to Freddie. I can see this being a little higher, but for right now, it's in 8th place. So yeah, Made in Heaven for me. At number 7, I'm going to go with A Kind of Magic. This is actually a really cool cover. It may not be their best album. I mean, not by a long shot, but still, very nice cover. I do like the very cartoony depiction of the band here. It's kind of nice. It's a little fun. I like that. I like that a lot. And I do like the background. It has a lot of color to it. It's like, I don't know if they're trying to be stars or sparkles or both. And you have a little firecracker here, so that might be sparks or something like that. And I kind of like the font choice they did. It is kind of very nice. It's a very playful album cover. I really like it. So yeah, it's gonna be number 7. I'm just going to talk about 6 and 5 right now because really they're pretty interchangeable because of how similar they are. So for right now, number 6 would be A Day at the Races, and number 5 would be A Night at the Opera. I mean, really, it comes down to the fact that they're just the band logo. I mean, they're very good. I mean, I do love the band logo, and I do like the text they do on both of these. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much what you expect. I'm kind of surprised they don't use this logo on their covers more often, honestly. But it is very good. I mean, they're iconic for a reason. But for me, they have some album covers I like a little bit more. But still, these two are very good. And really, at this point, a lot of these album covers are very good. So 6 is Day of the Races, and 5 is A Night at the Opera. I mean, honestly, they could be higher, but for right now, they're kind of nice where they are. At number 4, I have Innuendo. Some people might put this a little bit lower, but I really enjoy this cover. I mean, I do love the imagery. You have this like clown gesture type thing, juggling, and you have all these globes underneath. Then you have somebody, a little person there. I mean, I have no idea what it means, but maybe that's the point. Maybe you're not supposed to know what it means. It's all just an innuendo to something. So I really like it, and I do like the art style as well. It kind of has a very hand-drawn, almost like a like one of those like political cartoon type of things, especially something you'd see in like a comic strip or whatever. And the font's pretty good as well. I think it's placed pretty well. So yeah, maybe a little high for some people, but I really enjoy this cover. So it's number 4. Taking the bronze medal in this ranking, I'm going to go with the debut. I just really like the purple. I mean, I love purple. Purple's one of my favorite colors of all time, if you can kind of tell with my lighting there. I just really love purple. And I love the spotlight on Freddy there. I think that's a very cool image. I mean, just early on, just Freddy already showing off right there. And I do like this little logo here. It's not the iconic logo we all know, but I think this is still a very nice logo there, and I think it's placed perfectly. Again, it's kind of simple, but still, I think it's a very good album cover to me. So it's number 3, taking the bronze medal. So there you have it. Taking the silver medal, I can kind of see this being number 1, but for me, it's number 2, and that to me goes to News of the World. Okay, it may not be Stewie Griffin's favorite Queen album cover, but for me, it's number 2 because look at that robot. Look at that. Ain't that cool? I mean, there's actually a little bit of history to this. So there's actually a redone version of a science fiction magazine cover. I can't remember what the magazine was called, but it was done by somebody named Frank Kelly Freeze. I hope I said that right. I think Roger Taylor was pretty big on it. So they actually went and got in contact with Frank Kelly Freeze to kind of redo that cover for their album cover. And he agreed, even though he never heard of Queen before at that point. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Still a very striking image. You have Freddie and Brian in the hand, and then you have John falling. In the back cover, you're supposed to see Roger, but unfortunately this CD issue does not show it. I don't know if it's even here at all. Like, this is the gatefold, I think, so. But yeah, no. This CD totally does not show Roger at all, which is kind of disappointing. But regardless, still a very iconic cover, I think. Definitely one of the most iconic ones in their catalog. And so yeah, it's going to be number 2 for me. And finally, taking the gold medal. If you've been doing any sort of cross-elimination, then you know that number 1 for me has got to go to Queen 2. And of course, this is the CD copy, but you know, for an album cover this great, we got to go with the vinyl. So I got really stretched back just so you see this in its full majesty and glory. It's classy, it's glammy, just such a iconic image, and has the similar font as Queen 1, but again, I've already talked about it, pretty good, and the 2 looks kind of nice too. So it's just a very, very cool image. I just love that they're in this diamond formation, and Freddy looks great too. Of course, this was actually supposed to be an homage to Marlene Dietrich. I'll put an image here on the side just so you can see the comparison, because Freddy was a big fan of her. But yeah, I mean, you can see the band is wearing black to blend with the background. It's just well lit, and I just love how the eyes are darkened from the shadows, giving it an almost ominous look to it. It's just a iconic image. I mean, they've used this image countless times, of course, most famously with their Bohemian Rhapsody video, but also in '86 when they did the One Vision music video, they also recycled this image. So you see many people parody it a lot, so for good reasons. It's one of the greatest album covers in my opinion. It's one of my favorites, at least, and just in general. So yeah, number 1 has to go to Queen 2. So there you have it. That's every Queen album cover ranked. I had a lot of fun with this, and hopefully you found this entertaining as well. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on my ranking, but also let me know how you would rank these album covers. I look forward to knowing your opinions on this. If you want to see this type of video come again, except with a different band, then please give this video a like to let me know you want